thought that the coaches and the families that supported the recruiting, that the administrators that were, in our building, those professors that gave up their Saturdays to see their building and their curriculum did a magnificent job. I really enjoyed the effort, and I think that the class that we've landed were specific to needs, but in a maybe a little bit higher level than we've recruited in the past. So we're let's see where I'm at here. Yeah, so here's the breakdown. The opportunity to have we're going to lose a ton of receivers this year, okay, and then having a good 7-man receiving class brings them in, allows them to improve, and puts them in a position so that when we go to the field, a year from now, certainly, that these guys will play big roles. We got 5 of the needed 5 in the offensive line, and the guys were athletic and what we needed. We have left tackle to replace. We have a veteran offensive line now, so we're going to have big classes in the offensive line. That is a big class. Cornerbacks, we lost 5. We took 5. And the need there certainly is met. We were very fortunate to get Karan Prumpney and Jacoby Bryant and really the entire group. They were all very talented corners. And defensive line, we took 3, and they're quality 3. Keenan Caldwell, Clinton Anacru, and Caleb Taylor. Those 3 guys. Caldwell's going to be a nose tackle. The rest of those lads are going to be defensive ends that can move. So then we took 3 linebackers and 2 tight ends. We think Will Huggins will be very good. We think Trevor Cardell will be a tremendous receiver. And Jalen Daniels at quarterback, a guy that can run and take hits and yet just really dominates a game. Going to be a great team player. And Daniel Highshaw, who's the player of the year in the state of Oklahoma, and very talented quarterback, running back. So I think he'll have opportunities to touch the ball in a number of ways. So excited about the new staff that we had. Again, I think that they jumped in there. What happens when you have these analysts in the background and you've had guys that have gone onto the field and understand how to go onto the field. That is the great place to bring and hire from. In other words, here you've got a guy that's trained in your information. He's a very fine coach because you've been with him, you know who he is, and now you have a loss at a spot and you can immediately replace it. I think that philosophy is one that we will stay with and that we're going to be standard for us. So, any questions?
If you have a question, let us know. We'll bring you a mic. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, Coach. Where do you see the strength of this class being if you had to pick one group?
Yeah, I think the corners. If I had to pick one group, Karan Prumpney is the state champion Tidewater area champion in the 60 meters, and I think he's going to be a very, very talented corner for us. I think Jacoby Bryant is exactly, he's instinctive, he's gonna be a talented ball skill guy. And John Quay Lewis is big, 6 foot, long corner, and we like long corners, and he's that guy. Deuce Mayberry, the talented guy out of again, Oklahoma. We'll enjoy those guys. And then Romello Dotson. Romello Dotson is a guy that's got ball skills and speed, and so many times you get a corner in a position to make a play, and he doesn't squeeze it. This guy's got unbelievable ball skills, and he'll make plays. I mean, he's the best player on their team, and they played offense with him too. So he played both ways. I like that group. I think that group will help us right away.
And then on Jacoby's recruitment, he obviously backed off his pledge about a week and a half ago, then ends up with you guys. Can you just take us through that recruitment and landing him on signing day?
Well, we had good knowledge there, and we stayed with him the entire time, and he's a guy that we came in on late, and yet we knew him, but we got freed for a scholarship, and that made it all kind of work. So and he's instinctive, and again has ball skills. I mean, this has been the kind of class that we've needed. Now, you're going to really know about this entire class in about 2 years, right? That guy had a great career. That guy's coming. And that's just the way it is. But we have speed and size and ball skills. Guys that have played, understand the position. So I think you could probably take a couple of these guys and make them corners. I mean, they're safeties. And I think it's a talented group.
Hey, I was curious, are there some areas where you were hoping to maybe further bolster the roster that you weren't quite able to get as much as you were hoping for this class?
I don't know that I can actually talk about some of those guys. You know what I mean? I think if I don't sign them, I don't know that I'm allowed to comment on them. But yes.
Maybe, I don't know, you mentioned safeties, maybe some of these cornerbacks can also
Could
play
move into
safety or-
safety because they're tall guys, and they're physical guys. I can, you look back on your memory, and Prunty is going to rock people. Mello is going to be a physical downhill guy. I mean, I think it's really a good class in that area. So.
I wondered, generally speaking, could you maybe comment on, were you hoping to maybe bring in a veteran or more experienced quarterback as a transfer, that type of thing?
Yeah. I think you think that could have worked, but we're thrilled with who we got. And the mid-semester guy is an advantage. They've never done that here, okay? And the only thing that I'm saying is that you get a guy on campus now, he goes through spring, he gets used in the weight room, and then he has a summer to do the exact same thing, and then a camp position. So these guys who are on campus now get the opportunity to really improve. And I think it's seven guys that are mid-semesters, and they're all high school guys. Now that's not been done, okay? We're using a time frame for a high school player to come in early, get on board, have a nice introduction to what is academics, the weight room, weight strength area, and our kids have already on their own gone into the indoor and went to playing 7-on-7. So it's really an acclimatization, if you will. I mean, it gets them on campus, they know where to go, the academic center's right there, and now some of your most skilled kids are playing and making significant gains. So having them on campus early and having them be a part of that production just allows you, when you get to the fall, these guys they're not playing as, first semester freshmen that they are. They're playing as sophomores. So.
Kirby?
Les, I had two questions. Number one, Keenan Caldwell, he wasn't able to visit in December because his team was playing in the Louisiana State Championships. I want to know if you could talk about him because he's your really only big-bodied D-lineman.
Well, I want you to know, these guys, it's amazing how they grow, okay? I mean, this Clinton Nickel is a guy that's 6'2", but wide as he is tall, and weighs 250, 260, and will eventually be a big, strong man. Okay, so now Keenan Caldwell is going to be able to step up front and take guys, shake them, and just leave them. Okay, Clinton is going to be able to take an edge on a tackle and get to that quarterback. So he is a great pass rush guy. So I'm not. We need different guys. One guy needs to be a big, strong block, right? And he needs to initially start at that center spot and strike him, get him behind him, play knockback football. And then these other guys get the opportunity where the interior, and they just talking about pass rush, you push, and then you let guys, come off the edge like Clinton, you're going to have a good defense. And then the guys that we already have on our campus right now, the improvement that they can make, and then with these guys to be in a backup position almost and ready to go right away because they were here early.
And then last question, I can't remember the last time I've seen a class of nothing but just freshmen. Is that something that you guys set out to do and talk about?
It's an interesting thing. You get to a point and you say, can I recruit better in the next year? Okay, let's hold the scholarship and let's recruit next year with that scholarship. Well, you might say yes, but when you say, that high school player shows up on your campus and you get to introduce him to the weight room and you get to see how he grows and you have an extra semester in front, now you say, boy, he's probably going to be 270, he's 275, he's going to be fast because he's athletic as sin. So what you have is an advantage. The advantage is getting them on your campus and go like heck and leave that scholarship in your pocket. Spend it and keep them on campus and let next year be next year.
Kevin?